Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the people all across the world, welcome to the You Want to Be Real podcast. But before I get to the introductions, right, I'd like to tell you guys a quick story. So a couple years back when I was a younger man, me and my cousin used to go to the mall all the time, right? So as we would go to the mall, some malls we would go to would be a group of women following us, right? And at first, I'm thinking it was a ludicrous idea, but I thought, damn, they must have seen my sex tape. And I thought to myself, shit, it was only 33 seconds long. They couldn't be impressed by that. I put the prophylactic on, 6 pumps, and pop with the weasel. But one day I actually found out why them women was following us around. So I'm sitting at the food court, eating the best General Toast chicken and brown rice that this side of Pennsylvania has ever seen. And a woman came and tapped me on my shoulder. She said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Hello." She said, "Would you mind introducing me to Maxwell?" Maxwell? Who the fuck is... Who are you talking about? The guy over there at the counter that you was walking with earlier. I said, "Oh, Maxwell." I said, "Yeah, sure, love. Wait right here. I'll be right back." I went over to the counter and I said, "Mac 10, these girls in here think you fucking Maxwell. What you want me to do about that?" Mac, you remember that day?
That shit ain't never happened in my life. Ain't nobody ever mistake me for no fucking Maxwell. That's disrespectful.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Mac 10, aka Maxwell. We got Ash, we got Dana, we got Al, and you should know who I am. If you don't know who I am, ask your sister. She'll tell you all about me. But for the people who don't know, I am a man originally known by Ruler Shaboom, aka Space City. At least that's what my friends call me. But for the viewers out there, you can call me Batman. So with that being said, let's come up with a little bit of brain teaser. Matter of fact, I call this a little icebreaker. I like to do this a little bit, start the show, get the blood flowing and everything like that. So, Dana, I'm gonna start with you. If you could forgive one thing that your significant other would forget, which one would it be? Your birthday or your anniversary?
And we still together after this?
Whoa. You gotta pick one that you'll forgive me for.
I'll forgive him for the anniversary.
Thought so. Ash, how about you?
Hmm. For me personally, because my birthday is signs everywhere that say never forget. Like if you forgot my birthday, that would be wild. So I would say for the anniversary as well.
Mac 10. If a girl forgot your birthday, but got mad at you when but expected you to always remember hers, what type of woman is that to you?
I mean, selfish. I got a bad memory though, so I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget. I forgot my birthday last year. My girl reminded me it was my birthday. So I wish you would get mad at me. Like, all right, shit, remind me. Fuck it.
Al,
Hmm.
if a girl, why you say her like that?
You want to know why? Because honestly, how can you forget your own birthday? Were you that busy or
Birthday just ain't that big to me. It's like on my last out of my last 10 birthdays, nine of them I work. Like I don't party and all that on my birthday. It's just another day for me. So it's like it's not something I really think about remembering.
hmm.
I'm with you. I don't give a fuck about my birthday neither.
It was
I
just a
don't even
Wednesday. It
like it
was
all
just a
that
Wednesday
fake
last
shit.
year.
Huh?
It was a Wednesday last year that I got overtime on. Like that's how I really look at it.
So
I
many people
mean,
might not make it to their next one. So to me, it's such a big deal.
I
That's
mean,
all.
And
shouldn't you cherish every day like that though? Because everybody not gonna make it to the next day.
I'm about to say I might not make it to
Since
the
we
day
talking
before my
about
birthday.
anniversaries and birthdays, we keeping it on topic. But yes, I look forward to tomorrow. Absolutely.
Al, how about you, Al? If a woman forgot your birthday but always expected you to remember hers, what type of woman is that?
An ex.
Well, I'm gonna move on to another topic, right? Um, a lot of people was wondering how me and Al met, right? Quick story. So I was I think we was in I want to say we was in Utah mountains, and I was with my friend Johnny Tsunami, and I had did this move called the double 380 175 uh African owl Arabian backflip. And when I landed, a guy came up to me and said, "Excuse me, brother, how did you just pull off that move? Only two people in this world pulled all that off that move and lived to tell about it." I said, "Well, now you officially met the third. Name's a ruler. Friends call me Space." He said, "My name's Al." I said, "Nice to meet you, Al. You want to hit the slopes?" And from that day on, we've bonded and formed a brotherhood. Al, you remember that day?
I remember you hurt yourself playing baseball, but
Nobody asked you that question, man. I don't know. It's
That
something.
was
my
that was
Nobody.
memory
hate.
short
You know
term.
what?
That was hate.
I wish the same thing on you that I wish on Mac all the time now.
Say it on the camera.
Yeah, I wish the same thing on you that I wish on Mac all the time. And I hope it happens soon. I really do. I hope. And I wish. But I'm going to ask y'all a question real quick, right? Mac, I'm going to start with you. Who settles more in entering a relationship? The man or the woman?
I
You take
feel
it too long.
like
I answer.
I
The
feel,
fucking woman. That's
nah,
who settles more.
I feel like the person who got the most options is the one who's settling more.
Would you like to elaborate, or that's just the answer you're going to give?
I mean, I can elaborate. I mean, I feel like the person who's giving up the most, the post, like, all right, if you out here, if you enjoying being single and the other person ain't, if you giving all of that up, then you losing more. Like you settling more for the sake of this relationship. I'm changing more about my lifestyle to make this work, as opposed to the other person. I mean, I ain't gonna say they ain't have nothing going on. I'm saying if they ain't giving up as much or ain't changing as much, then like settling is a weird word. So maybe it's the way I look at it. But if I was out here living my best life and I was happy, and I say, I'm gonna give all this up for you, and you was just, nah, I was doing the same shit I'm gonna do in this relationship. Yeah, yeah, I'm settling.
I'm going to go. I feel like the woman is settling more. Because I feel like a man's list is not as big as a woman's is. I feel like a man, most men, a good percentage of men, have about a few things on their checklist that you must check off. And I feel like it all starts with I give you three things, right? Number one, a lot of people are not going to say this, but I'm going to say this. Most men don't want to date a woman who's an 8, 9, or 10. Most men prefer a 6 or a 7. She's a 6 that can turn into 7. She's a 7 that can turn into 8 sometimes. But most of the time, be that 7. And the reason why most men don't want 8, 9s, and 10s, 8, 9s, and 10s come with a lot of compromising. They know they got options. And you're reminded every day that they got options. Number two, respect and ego, right? I felt like that's big in our list. Like a lot of women don't get that. Like a lot of our respect is ego driven. Can you stroke our ego the way it needs to be stroked? Can you listen? Can you have a conversation? Can we even have a conversation with you where you fucking understand? That's a big thing for us. And another thing, it's just sex. Can you tickle the balls when you do it? Are you freaky? Are you going to withhold sex from us? Like, I know it sounds so plain, but we're not complicated creatures. We give y'all the game plan every day. Y'all just like to play by y'all own rules. And I don't make the rules. I'm just relaying them to you. Dana, I'm going to ask you, who settles more to you and entering a relationship, men or women?
I'm going to say because men do the picking. Um, Men choose to settle down. It's not settling in a negative way. It's settling down because he does the picking.
So hold on. You think
Hmm?
men settle?
Yes, men pick.
Huh. So you don't think women have this like this whole full blown page of things they want from a man?
I think some women do, but that would be the minority. That's not the majority.
Who are you?
I think realistically, we know that list is faulty, and most of you can't meet that, so it's been condensed.
Oh, so that means y'all settle it more, right? Because you
No,
had to take a couple things off that list.
that means we've compromised.
Okay. Al, how about you, Al?
Um, I don't think it is really one sex or the other. Honestly, I feel like whoever feels like they um are desperate enough to be in a relationship settles. I think that if you know what you want, you're not settling for anything. When you get in a relationship, you're happy, so you get what you want. So if you feel like you're settling, you're not in a happy relationship. To me, at least, that's how I look at it.
That's why I say settle down. Because settle down it has more of a realistic meaning. To settle means, we might as well. Mm.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like at one point in time, though, even with that, like I feel like, for me at least, I'm picking a person who picks me. Like we pick each other. I don't just say, oh well, because what I'm saying. People may disagree, but I have the options that I want. Like if that's a person I want to be with, so that's my option. Period. Same thing with that person. If I don't want to be with you, then or you don't want to be with me, then please, by all means, go buy your business. You're not worth my time. Like simple as that. Because you don't want to be here.
Hey, Dane, I want to ask you a question. Right? Say you got 10 boxes that you need a man to check off, right? How many of them boxes does he have to check off for you to even give him a shot?
At least half.
Right. How about you, Al?
Um, I would say a smooth 75%.
Okay. I'm
Like
gonna
you got to
double
at
back
least
on
check.
that question in a minute. Ash, I want to get your opinion. Who settles more going into a relationship, man or woman?
So I feel like Al stole my whole sentiment there. I don't feel like it's a matter of either gender settling. I feel like um in a relationship, if you both want the relationship, then nobody should be settling. If your core values align, this the person you want, this is the person that wants you, why should it be settling? And for as far as my list, you gotta check off the whole list.
How long is your list?
It's a fair list.
What'd you say
Solid.
about 10 things on there?
Yeah.
Santa Claus
So you
list.
got
Don't just go down from here.
Yeah.
you got to
You gotta
check
check
off
the whole
10 things
list.
on your list.
Yeah.
So
You gotta check
you
them
got to
all.
get 100%. Dana got to get 50%.
I don't know what's on her list. Her list may differ from mine.
Have y'all ever met a man that checked off at least 5 or all of them things?
Yes.
I
I've
have.
never met a woman who checked off every goddamn thing on my list.
Everybody's list is different.
I have never met a woman. If I got 5 things on my list, I have never met a woman who checked off at least 4. I say might have checked off 3, and I only got 5. My list ain't that goddamn long, so I know y'all not about to sit here and tell me that y'all been meeting motherfuckers have been checking off your list. And this is why I say y'all settle more then. If that is the case, y'all settle more.
I mean, you change their answer to fit your belief.
You shut up,
It
you
depends.
narcissist.
Thank you,
It
man.
depends on what's on their list.
That's what I'm
I'm not gonna assume what's on your list, but
different.
The only reason I said half, since you had to point it out, is because sometimes I can be outlandish, and I know that, and I'll have to reel it back in. But at least half of those are non-negotiable. That's
Dana,
it.
you gotta use different words. Mac don't know what outlandish mean. He's not that bright.
Let
you be
Max speak.
snitching on yourself. You be
Let
snitching on yourself,
Max speak.
Space, and that's a shame.
So I'm sure you know outlandish is an adjective, and you know it's outrageous. I can be a little unrealistic sometimes. I can admit that.
As to where my list is probably a little bit more practical. So yeah, if you can't meet these bare
It's your
minimum
perception. It's your
requirements,
perception, though. It's
you
your
know,
perception because
Is
it can
this
be outlandish to somebody else.
is this a list that you can name off the top of your head, Ash? I'm just curious.
I could,
Okay.
Well, indulge
but I'm not
us,
going
please.
to.
Okay.
Shit,
I
Okay.
could though.
curiosity
Hey,
has
that's for
minded.
another show.
Because if you get, listen, Ash, if you get a motherfucker to check off, if you got 10 things and a
Mhm.
motherfucker checking off 10 things,
I,
I mean, I'm just saying, 10, that's
but
down there
see,
perfect.
again, we're looking at it because when we're asking this question, everybody's thinking of the things that they have on their list. Like nothing on my list is anything that's materialistic or like I said, it's a really practical list. It really is just about my core values and just aligning with my beliefs. That's what's on my list.
I don't know the
So
same
yeah,
perspective.
what was that?
So, we'll move on to the next one. This right here is mainly for the ladies, right? Ladies, what qualifications do a man need to have to make him sassy in y'all eyes? Ash, I'll start with you.
Okay, so for this one, I thought this was an interesting question here, but first thing that popped in my mind is ordering fruity drinks. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying you sassy or not, but if you over here getting a strawberry sunrise, pina colada splash, you a little sassy. Okay. Um, Carrying a man purse. I don't want to hear that it's a satchel. That's a purse, sir. You sassy. Um, you painting your nails any type of color, sassy. If you get your eyebrows done and you don't have a unibrow, if you have a unibrow, it's understandable. If you don't, you sassy. Um, if you hang out with your guy friends more than your girlfriend, if you have one, sassy. Um, if you get sassy with females in conversation, yeah. Let's see. If you get easily offended, if you use female slang, like if you saying period in the conversation or yes, bitch, you sassy. Um, Last thing, if you have your tongue or nipples pierced, sassy. That's it. It's my list of sassiness.
Dana, same question goes to you.
That was a good list.
Thought it out.
Um, the first thing that comes to mind is mannerisms. Like a man that puts his hands on his hips and stands there. That's very sassy to me. Um, Definitely, I have to piggyback off of Ash. Spending more time with your male friends than your female, than your significant other. Definitely clear polish on your nails. Like I'd rather see some dirt under there. I'm not gonna lie. Soft hands. Where's the callus? Where's the hard work? Wanting to be spoiled. Yeah. And then I think Ashley covered the rest.
Some of those things y'all saying, I feel like is unfair because
Name
some of
one.
Which
those.
ones?
Name
All
one.
right, so when Dana
Princess
said the
treatment?
when Dana said the soft hands and wanting to be spoiled, I think that come from how you're raised. So that his mama could have put that in him. She could have spoiled him. And you say
Mama's
he's sassy now.
boy, sassy.
That's not my problem.
Damn,
Damn.
a nigga can't have a good
So
relationship with his mama.
the nigga ain't choose his dad not to be there.
No, no, I said if he's a mama's boy, it's a difference between loving your mom and having a good relationship with your mom than being a mama's
Absolutely.
boy.
What's the
Absolutely.
difference? Can you explain that to me? I'm a
With
lost.
the mama's boys, I feel like it's like the moms be treating the sons like that's their boyfriend,
Yes.
and the guys go along with it. Like that's weird behavior.
But listen to what you said. The moms be treating the son this way, and the son go along with it. That's the mom fault. You
No,
knocking him for the way
the
he was
son
raised.
should be a man and put his foot down and like, no, this ain't that. Mom, I'm not your man.
Right. After a certain point, you have to take accountability and know, you got to
I can
cut the
see if
string.
we talking about. I can see if we talking about somebody 45 years old. Like, all right, cool. At this point, you should have been told your mom you'll fall back. But
Not 35?
yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh, okay.
But 25 is still kind of. If it was only you and your mom for your whole life, and you don't see nothing wrong, but now the woman that you like is saying, "Oh, you sassy
Well,
because you a mama's boy," you gonna do. He more likely to look at you like you're mad about something. You're
No,
not being
I'm
real.
saying like, okay, if I say no and then he say he gonna get his mom to do it,
Oh,
that's sassy.
that's why I said
That's
it's a
sassy.
difference between having a
So,
good relationship with your
You
can
want
mother.
me
I
to
ask a
cook this
question?
meal like your mom cooked it? I'll learn how to cook that meal like your mom cooked it. But
So,
if I'm not available, I got to do a double. You're sick at home. You're off of work. I don't have time to take care of you. And I come home and your mom's in my house. No.
so I'm sick, and my mom can't make me something to eat.
She better drop it off.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
this sound more
It
like
sound
it's
like
a
that's princess treatment. And
it
that
sounds
is
like it's a
that's
territorial
sassy.
thing. It
It's
sounds
princess
like I'm
treatment.
here now. Your mom gotta go.
Listen, if my mom about to bring me some food, I'm a mama's, but I could give two shits. Like
She
I
dropping it
tell you
off,
right
right?
now,
She gonna rub your head?
I don't need her to do all that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell my mom she can't comfort me. Like that's my mom. Like what am I supposed to do?
Gonna
Mom, get the
cuddle.
fuck out of my house.
She
So
gonna cuddle with you in your
what is
favorite
it in
fleece.
reverse?
I
What
was
is it
about
in
to ask
Hey,
reverse?
that,
she
I was
don't
about to
gotta
ask
be
that
in
same
my
question.
room.
So how
Like,
about being the daddy's girl?
was she a little
What's the
spoiled?
Oh,
question?
okay, okay, I got
What
it.
was the
Yeah, I got it.
question though?
I got
What was I don't even hear the
Yeah,
question.
cousin,
Like,
you tell
okay.
them.
I mean,
They're
if you're not going to first of all, I'm my dad's daughter for life, number one, just like you're your mom's son for life. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to do it, I can call my dad. So it's fine.
So we
I
can say the
can't call
same
my
thing.
mom,
If no
but you
girl is going to do it, I'm calling my mom.
This is the crazy part about
Yeah.
it. Like I get your viewpoint, but to be viewed as sassy because I have a like I get the weird relationship with your mom.
I feel
I'll cut that.
weird.
Like
Thank
A
you.
if
good
it's
healthy
weird,
relationship with
that's
your mom
different.
is fine, but it's crossing like the boundaries. Like she shouldn't be in there, like tucking you in with the soup. Like
I mean, but whose mom is doing that at
yeah,
25?
that like
I
Like
don't know.
that's the mom has an issue
People
at
are
that problem.
stuck.
Like
I don't know. I feel like people be extra.
but like Al said though, I feel like you saying he's sassy when the mom had an issue, and he's a product of being raised by herself. If he's 25 and she's tucking him in, singing him lullabies and feeding him soup,
Nice.
I'll look at it like, yo, something was wrong with her, not something was wrong with the kid that dealt with that his whole life.
I want to go back to
It's
something
a
Ash
problem
said,
because he
right?
never grew out of it as a man.
I want to go back to something Ash said, right? Ash said if you spend more time with your homies than you do with your girl, that's sassy, right? How much more time are we talking though? Like, are we talking like
More,
if you give your girl 2 hours,
More.
you give your homie
Yeah,
6?
more.
I
Yeah,
wanted to
more.
touch that too.
Is it 3?
So,
Is it 2? Like, what is just one more hour? You sassy for that?
Listen, there's
What
no
if your girl is
reason
annoying as shit, and the only time you want to see her is when you got to fuck her?
this sounds
you
very
in the
possessive.
wrong relationship.
If this is a regular occurrence, I think that's what she means. You regularly don't know how to tell them no. Mm-mm.
What if I'm out fucking hoes?
Then you should be
Like,
single. Why are you in a
That's
monogamous
what I'm
relationship?
saying. Yeah, listen.
You should be
Now, real
single.
quick,
You can
cousin,
fuck hoes and you can have your freedom.
one thing you said though, why the clear polish though? What's wrong with clear polish? Like, do y'all think that
No,
men can get a
That's
manicure and a pedicure? Because I feel like it's
no.
nothing wrong with
He can
upkeeping
get a
your.
manicure and a pedicure. I don't have a
But
problem with
what if
that.
it's
But
clear
what does he
polish?
need? Why?
I'll
Does
keep
that
it a
make
beam
sense?
with y'all. Like I've had a pedicure before, but I don't need no nail polish on my nails.
Thank you,
I'm good.
Al. Why would you get polish?
I feel like
I ain't
clear
letting this shit
polish.
go, right? If that man got 3 kids by that fucking woman, right? And he know if he leave her ass, he going on child support. And he can't afford no fucking child support. If that's me, and I don't want to see that bitch until I gotta fuck her again, I'm staying out all day. I don't care if I'm hanging with homeless people. I ain't coming back in that house until it's time to fucking go to sleep and eat. Now this is my
Okay.
problem, right?
So no, you
Well,
wouldn't be
she
sassy.
didn't
Do,
pick the
Hold
right
hold on,
nut.
hold on, hold
She
on. Let
didn't
me
pick the
finish.
right
Can I
nut.
talk? Can I talk?
Unfortunately,
Can I
I'm
talk,
sorry.
please? I'm so So this is what I'm saying, right? Y'all want me to think y'all that interesting? Like to just have a motherfucker with y'all all goddamn day?
You think you that great though? That like we don't want you all day. We just want you to know that we take precedence.
So y'all come in first place.
Yes, if you're in a relationship, absolutely.
Let me
Does
ask you a
first place
question, Dana.
include before me or
No,
just
no,
everybody
right,
else?
right below you.
Okay, okay.
I'm that interesting. I'm gonna just say that.
All right, so I don't know, like I appreciate y'all list. The soft hands thing, I think that's kind of an odd thing to say. Like I don't know. I feel like if you put lotion on your hands at like any normal adult, your hands not gonna be crusted up.
But I
Um,
think she was saying like it shows that you wasn't doing any physical labor. So
They
like
shouldn't be
you,
softer than mine. Like, yeah, we should
I
know the
mean,
difference when we touch.
some men ain't doing physical labor and they make more money because of it. They in the office.
I'm about to say like, I mean, I don't get callous from typing on the computer, but that's what I do all day. Like, I mean, I could change oil, I could change tires. Like that don't make my hands rough though. Like so, I mean, I live
And
and go to
depending
the
on how
gym.
much I may never change my oil again. I changed my oil last week. Depending on how much I make next year, if my
Mac,
plans go right, I'm never doing it again.
listen, Mac, Al, as long as you know how to change the tires and change the oil and all that stuff, I say I give you a pass. I don't know, cousin.
Yeah,
If you,
I would never mistake you for sassy, ever.
I got another bone to
Absolutely.
pick with y'all before we end this. I got another bone to pick with y'all, right? When you say the y'all are right before, do y'all think y'all are before the mom once the relationship happens?
When
I
the
think you're
relationship
married,
happens,
but not in a relationship. But if you're
So you talking
married,
about when you married?
yes, it's a
Okay,
no-brainer when you're
I agree with
married.
that, Dana. I
It's a
agree with that
no-brainer.
because if we just boyfriend and girlfriend, fuck that. She can leave me any given day. If my mom call, I'm running now.
So, Aaron, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
If your significant other is having surgery the same day as your mom's surgery, where are you going first?
is it my wife?
Yes.
I'm going to see my wife.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I'm going to
checking.
kiss her on the forehead. And say I gotta go see my mom.
I
Mac,
agree with
I'm
you.
and then Al. I would like
I like that
everybody
though.
to answer. Who are you going to see? Because
cousin,
I
did
think
you hear
Al
what
want to
you
see his
said?
mom
It
first.
depends. It depends. I'll be real with you. It depends. Like if the surgery is a routine surgery, then whoever is the more serious surgery, I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna say it like that. Like I'm not gonna let my mom be on her deathbed and I'm gonna go see Shorty getting a cosmetic surgery. Like you crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still an owl answer. And
I'm still
Like I
kissing
love
her
them
on the
both. They
forehead and
both
going
gonna
to see
get
my mom.
time, but like I don't know.
If she having a baby, damn. What's
That's a
wrong with my mom?
no-brainer, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What
I
what's
do you
wrong
mean
with my
that's
mean?
mom?
my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
no,
wrong with
yeah,
my mom?
that's a
If
no-brainer. I'm not gonna be there.
but your girl is
You're
having
not
a
gonna be
baby
with the
because your
kid?
mom having hip surgery, like that's
Oh,
not
if
I'm
she
really
I'm
a
gonna
having hip
go.
no.
surgery, she'd be good. She'd be good.
I'm gonna go see what's up with my mom.
It
I'm
depends on
not
the
gonna be in
baby
that
though.
room while that
Like if
kid
my
being
mom is
born.
there and ain't nobody else to support
Oh,
her, I'm gonna be there.
okay.
It's
What is that
wait,
because you have several or what are we
I mean, I
saying,
got
Mac?
kids. I don't listen. The doctor need to be in there. Let the professionals. If something go
I'm about
wrong,
to.
they can
This is what
help.
I'm saying. Like,
Why am I here taking up space?
Damn. You don't even want to
Oh,
hold your
okay.
kid?
it's your kid. In the
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
scenario,
be there. Yeah, I'm gonna be there when my kid is born.
I'm gonna tell
But
y'all the truth.
I'm not gonna be in the room.
I'm gonna tell y'all the
That's
truth.
me personally. I've never really got that. if you a doctor or if you're in the medical field, I get you wanting to be there.
I'm gonna tell you the
You don't
truth.
want to be there for
Man,
moral
you
support.
trying to do that shit like Lion
If
King,
she's
pull my
bringing
baby up
a
off my
human
feet.
life into the world that is your seed, you don't want to
Let's
be
be
there for
real.
moral support.
Hold
Let's
on,
be
hold on,
real.
Mac. Hold on,
Let's
Mac.
be
Shut.
real.
Let me speak my truth. Let me speak. If the Packers make the Super Bowl and my wife having a baby, I'm going to see the Packers.
Well,
That's
you
just me
you lucky
personally.
that you follow the Packers, nigga. You'll
Yeah,
never
Yeah, I
have
that's
was
to
just
agree
me.
gonna
with
say
that.
You
you
don't worry
ain't got
about
to
it. The
worry
Saints
about
ain't
that.
never making it again.
Go bird.
The Saints ain't never making it again. You know it. Just know that.
Let, let's be
But go ahead,
real.
Mac.
How good is that moral support gonna be when you in there pushing, ready to kill somebody? Let's be real here.
You
Cause I
put
ain't
this
doing shit but
in
holding
my
a hand.
no. You put that in her womb. You need to be there so
Yeah.
she can squeeze the shit out of your
I'm
soft
gonna
ass
be
skin.
there for the 9 months leading. I'm gonna be there for the 9 months leading up to it. I'm gonna be there to take you to the hospital. I'm gonna be there when you once the baby's delivered and you come out. I'm gonna be there to hold the baby. I'm gonna hold your hand while you recover. I'm gonna be here while the child's growing up. Why the fuck I gotta be in the
And then you
room with
think you
no
supposed to get
purpose?
some cheeks in 12 weeks. Hmm.
What if she wanted you in the room? Does that make a difference?
I mean, that make a difference. Now, if you
Oh,
ask
dang.
me, if you ask me to come in the room, now it's a little different.
Oh my
But
Okay.
I'm
God.
just like I'm telling y'all,
You
I'm
have to
like,
be
why you
told
want
to
me there?
come. You have to be told to come in the room.
Why you want me? Your mom had kids. She's more experienced to be in the room with you. Why the fuck
I
you want me
can't.
here?
I cannot.
What if
I
It
it's a
really
home
don't
birth?
cannot.
make sense.
What if it's a home
Whew.
birth? You gonna leave the crib?
Exactly.
No, I'm not saying I ain't gonna be at the hospital. I'm saying I don't need to be in the room.
Thane,
Like,
I don't like the way you just said. Then you expect some cheeks in 12 weeks, like pussy ain't $50.
I know. I saw
Like
your face.
I can't go to
I
the
saw
to
your
the to
face.
the
You be
strip.
outside. You go outside. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the strip and get it. I ain't that pressing. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to get me. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get some.
I mean, I wasn't gonna
Get
say
it.
nothing.
Crabs can jump. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm just saying.
Ooh, y'all some funny people.
All
It's a
right,
two-way street.
to move on to our next topic, unless y'all got anything else y'all want to say.
We spent a lot of time on that topic.
To move on to our next topic, right? Um, I'm gonna start with you, Al. Al, give me your opinion, right? If a man tells a woman he does not want a baby with her, should he be criticized? Should he be criticized, or should he feel guilty by society for not being in that child's life?
Um, see, I don't think anybody should be judged for being who they openly and honestly declare themselves to be. That being said, I believe that if you don't want to have a kid with somebody, you shouldn't have sex with them. But that's how I look at it. Like if you know that that's the ultimate result of you having sex, especially unprotected sex, that's a possibility, then you shouldn't be having sex with that person as a man. As a child, as a boy, I understand why it's just about sex. But as a grown man, and you understand that, I think that that's a little immature because ultimately, you out here playing with weapons of mass destruction and getting upset by the damage you cause. So I don't know.
Thanks for that responsible answer, Al. How about you, Mac?
What was the question?
If a man tell a woman he doesn't want a child with her, should he be criticized or feel guilty for not being in that part of that child's life? Guilt trip for not being a part of that child's life.
I mean, people gonna judge him regardless. It don't matter. You're gonna be judged. Shit. Me personally, I feel like if you create a child, that child is a part of you, and now you say you don't want to be in that child life. I don't think you're gonna be able to sleep easy with it, because I wouldn't be able to sleep easy with it. But I do feel like if he said up front that he didn't want kids, should he be criticized? People gonna criticize him. I don't necessarily think he should be. Because if a woman says she didn't want to have kids and got rid of the pregnancy, nobody will criticize her. He has no out though. So automatically he could say from the I don't want to have kids if you was to get pregnant, this is the steps we should take. She don't agree to that now. She want to have a kid. Now he's the monster. I don't get that.
That's why
because
you don't
he made his
put it in her
intentions
head.
clear in the beginning.
Let,
No, I agree with you. What you're
yeah.
saying is accurate and responsible, but people make bad decisions. People do stupid things sometimes. I just can't say he's a bad person if he's made it clear that he didn't want to have kids. And now that she's pregnant, she said, well, I'm gonna have the kid. I can't look at him like, well, you should just change how you felt because now she wants to have a kid.
I can agree with that. I do think that he has an obligation though. Like he don't got to be in the child's life, but he definitely should make sure the child is good. Like
What about, hold on. Al, what about if he said he doesn't want the baby and he signs over his rights? Do you still look at him like a piece of shit?
like I said, like signing over the rights because we had this conversation. That don't got nothing to do with what the baby deserves. Like at one point in time, what it comes down to is you made a mistake. Like you either made a mistake in choosing that woman, you made a mistake in getting her pregnant. At some point in time, you made a mistake. Nobody said you have to be tethered to her, and ultimately, you can give up the rights. You don't have to be tethered to the child. But I think that you owe the child a good life, so you should be able to at least make sure that child is good
I don't
Financially?
necessarily agree
Or,
with that.
yeah, financially or physically?
financially. You like I said, you don't gotta be there. If you told her you didn't want the child, you told her you didn't want to be in the child's life. I understand all of that because ultimately, that's her basically saying what you said didn't matter. But you
How do
should
I
have
owe the
never felt
child? How do I owe the child a good life? Who to
because
say if I was to stay that your life was gonna be good? Like who to say life gonna be good for me? And if I'm taking care of you,
I
like
think.
it's an assumption here. Everybody ain't gonna be rich.
then you should have got a vasectomy and you wouldn't have to worry about it at all.
Might not
It's a
have health
guarantee not to
insurance.
have a kid.
I mean, we act like people don't have plans that don't come true.
I'm just saying, like, if you really don't want a kid, there's lots of ways to make sure you don't have a kid. So if the reality is that you want to have a kid and not with that woman, that's fine. Like that is fine. That's your choice. But if the kid does happen, you make the mistake, then you should be accountable for it. Like that's my thing about it is, she can make the decision for you. God can make the decision for you. At the end of the day, you made the mistake by putting that inside of her hands or not following God's will. So either way, you should be
I agree
accountable
with
for the
that.
mistake you make.
I
To me,
agree with that. I just don't agree with the judgment on him as like he's a piece of shit.
I don't
Because
think
I
he's a
don't.
piece of shit. Like
Okay,
if that's what if he already said that that's how he felt, he was being real about his feelings. If whether or not they were respected by her, that's different. But again, that's where the mistake came in because you made the mistake and chose somebody who was not mature enough to understand where you were coming from. Like that's why I'm saying is like there's lots of women out here you can choose. Some of them have IUD. Some like there's lots of ways to make sure you don't have kids. So if you end up in a situation where y'all don't have a choice or you don't have a choice, you made a mistake. You made that mistake. She didn't make that mistake. She knew what she was doing.
well,
She knew what she was doing.
that's why I disagree. That's why I
All right.
disagree. It take two. We talking about two consenting adults. It take two. If he made a mistake, she made the mistake too. She chose wrong just like he chose wrong. He chose a woman who wanted to have a kid when he didn't want kids. She chose a man who ain't want to have kids when she wanted to have kids.
But
Regardless, that kid's gonna have a struggle in their life based off of this.
but that's what I'm saying to you. She didn't make a mistake. She chose that guy. That wasn't a mistake. Like she knew he didn't want kids, and she still made that choice. It was not a mistake.
What if
So
she
she
didn't
had.
know he didn't want kids though? Like that ain't something that a
We
lot
just
of people
talked. That's
discuss
not a part of
before
the
they start.
question. The part of the question is literally saying that he's telling this person he doesn't want kids.
I'm
So that's
talking about,
already been
but that's
established.
after they already then had sex.
Ah.
Okay, that's another element.
Hmm.
If she
Well.
comes up to him and say, "Hey, I'm pregnant," and he says, "I really don't want no kids," and she keeps the baby,
Well, that's even more immature and responsible because ultimately that's like basically saying, "Yo, I drove the car off the lot, I hit that motherfucker, and I'm taking it back, and I don't want to have to worry about the damage I caused." You already knew that was a part of the deal when you drove it off the lot. Like so, what at what point in time that's just that's the deal of having sex. Like you take that risk every time you have sex with somebody.
I mean that yeah, that's different. I was going on the mindset that he made it clear he didn't want to have kids. Uh, if he didn't make that clear, she didn't know, and I mean, like I said, I just look at it like why he shamed for not wanting to have kids. And on the
Hold
flip
on,
side, it's
hold
never
on.
looked
What
that way.
changes? Hold on. How does your opinion change anyway? Because if you tell her you don't want to have kids, and she just came out and told you she 8 weeks pregnant, it's not like nothing can change. You
I
know I'm
mean,
going.
it's only different from the standpoint if I told you when this first started that I'm not looking to be in a relationship, have kids, none of that shit. Now that this happened, you looking at me to change? I look at that different than, well, once we had sex, once we built this relationship, now you're pregnant. Now I'm telling you I don't want this. Because I mean, I don't know what she was thinking. She could have been thinking they was dating, for all I fucking know. She could have been thinking we good, we built into something. He could have been thinking, nah, we just be fucking. So it's not clear that I can't knock her because she didn't know. In a lot of ways, she was blindsided. When she told him, she was probably happy. He gonna be excited. This nigga over here miserable. Bitch, what? You playing? Like, I don't know,
So I'm
man.
gonna ask anybody, y'all good?
I
I'm
mean,
gonna ask Dana. Dana, I'm coming to you. Um,
I
would you
blame
get?
your mother. I blame your mother. I don't care if you were raised in a two-parent home or a single parent home. You're a piece of shit. Pay your dues. See, let's talk about what sex is. We know that it takes a couple. But do you know what copulation is? Copo means vagina. The shun means action. You're literally going into the vagina. So you need to know that that is an act that you could possibly make a baby. I blame your mother. I don't blame your health teacher. I blame your mother. You should have known better. Every woman you lay down with is a potential baby mom. So choose right. Instead of men worried about getting notches under their belt in their teen years or their late 20s, even 30s, worry about responsibilities.
I don't think it's fair to blame the mom.
Yep, yeah. That's the mama's boy.
That's not true. It's not true. Niggas is out here fucking.
I mean,
Once a nigga
honestly,
start
I
fucking
don't think
and
it's
realize
fair
how
because
good fucking is, they gonna fuck
it's
no matter what his mom say.
it's
Is it
accountability.
fucking or is it an orgasm? Because you can go out there and rub one out before you get in the shower.
I don't rub one out there when they got pussy. But niggas is fucking.
I
The fuck is
understand that. So
we?
you can last longer. I understand that. Yes, that's been happening since the beginning of time.
Man, niggas is fucking. My grandmama told me to not do no fucking. And I said, you ain't gotta worry about me. I was raised right. And I put on my hoodie and I said, I'm going to play Madden at Space House. And I went outside up the street, bent the corner, and I went and did some fucking.
And you know what, Mac? Your frontal lobe wasn't even fully developed.
Most of these young parents is in these situations, their
Yes,
frontal lobe ain't all the way developed.
absolutely.
This really more of a younger person problem. Ain't too many 30 plus year old
That's not
two
true.
consenting
This
adults
same
that's
topic is happening
having,
right now. It's a basketball player. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. I just seen this on social media.
He's
And
20 something though. He's not even 30.
he's
he's
not even
young.
30. Oh, he is
Oh,
okay.
he's young. She's old. That's
Y'all
another
talking about
subject.
Drea?
You mean she's older?
She's
I mean,
well, yeah,
regardless, I mean, she's in her 30s, he's in his 20s.
yeah. She like
That's the
39.
difference.
She like 39.
Oh, she was
Yeah,
in her.
she should know
Oh, okay.
better.
Like
She should know better. But
technically, he
him,
should be evaluating if she preying on the young man, but we gonna leave that for another topic.
Okay,
Um,
so
Preying on a
I thought
young
she did
man.
that. I thought she knew what she was doing.
Didn't Mac just tell you y'all chase after y'all like to conquer that twat? Stop. Did
I
she
mean,
prey on the young man?
we had this conversation all the time, and just like it would be if the guy was 10 years older than her, he's a predator. Just like she's 10 years older than him, she's a predator. Like we're not gonna pretend like that's not what it is. Like y'all
If
just said,
if I'm 30 and
his
he's
brain, his
40,
brain
that's
is
not
not fully
predatorial.
formed.
30 and 40.
His brain is not fully formed. She understood what she was doing when she entered the situation. Like I'm
Well,
not saying he's not responsible. He's definitely responsible for his actions as well. But
Okay.
it's a lot easier for an adult to manipulate a child, no matter how old the child is. If we gonna put it in
Mm,
that context.
I
If
mean, a
it's a
lot of
child we're talking about, yes. But like Angie Stone, rest in peace, Angie Stone, she was 31 and D'Angelo was 19. She's
she
a
preyed on
predator? Is
that
that what
young
you're saying,
man.
Al?
She preyed on that young man.
that
19 years
sound.
old,
He
19
was
years old, and
19. He was a
31.
grown man.
What makes him grown? If we
His
have all these
frontal lobe wasn't
conversations
fully
about how
developed.
guys are not mature faster than women, we have all these conversations. And we're trying to say at 19, a young man is a grown man.
I'm playing
Y'all,
If
devil's
y'all don't
advocate.
believe that.
No,
Y'all don't
absolutely.
believe that.
He's a
if
teenager. He's
if he
definitely a
was,
teenager.
uh,
Because if it was your son, what y'all was gonna go do? Y'all was gonna have a problem with that 31-year
I'd
old
have had to
woman
go
talking to
slow
y'all
walker, real
19-year-old son.
slow. Mm-hmm.
And so I want to let you get in here and give your opinion. You remember the question?
Oh, yeah, the question. Um, I would say because we all, 30 plus, except for Spacey, like 200 years old. Um, I would say that
275.
mm, at this point in time, we need to be having these conversations up front. I really think it boils down to a conversation before you're intimate with someone. So if you go into this with the understanding, if one person wants kids, the other person doesn't, then you go into that with the understanding of we're going to take the necessary precautions to prevent that. But mistakes happen. So if somehow a mistake did happen, then you already know what the other person wants. You already know, okay, the man is not ready for kids. Um, so no, I don't feel like to answer the question that he should be um criticized. But as far as feeling guilty, that's really on him, whether he wants to feel guilty or not about it. I don't feel like he should be criticized, but I also say if he wants nothing to do with that child, although no, he didn't plan for kids. Once you now know that you have a human life coming into this world, if you choose not to accept responsibility, knowing that that was a mistake, knowing that that was not planned, and you choose not to accept that responsibility and simply say, oh, well, I just didn't want kids. I'm not ready for kids. Obviously, even if she wanted kids, she wasn't ready for it either if it was a mistake. So if you choose to just, relinquish all responsibility and you want to sign away your parental rights, I think that says a lot about you as a person. I think that says a
So
lot about you as a
to
person.
add
Can
some
we stop
context,
using the word mistake? Because it was a misstep. He misstepped
Mistake,
in using
misstep,
protection. She misstepped. It's not a mistake.
somebody, okay. But what I'm saying is if she was on birth control, and somehow that motherfucker just got through, he was a swimmer. He was a runner. He a track star. I don't know. Al, you had a question?
I was just gonna say, as far as the NBA player went, his situation, I feel like because he has a wife or a girlfriend, and
Oh,
she
the
also was
plot
pregnant.
thickens.
So I just think that it wasn't about him not wanting to have a kid. I think it was about him not wanting to have a kid with her. And I think that under the contract of whatever they was dealing with, she should have already known that as well. It's like you was not going to be the wife, you was not going to be the girlfriend. You were here for sex. That's what we're here for. Now, like I already said, once you have the kid in there, you're responsible. So he is responsible for his mistake. But him deciding he doesn't want to be a part of that child's life is his right because that was what the whole situation was based off of. It wasn't about us being in a relationship. We wasn't built in a life. It was
But
I
just
you
understand,
are
but
financially
it's not.
responsible for your
Yeah, but
half of this
it's
kid.
not about being with the female. At the end of the day, if you know you did something, it was a misstep, okay, and now there's a human life involved. If you as a man choose to say, "Fuck that human life, that is my seed," I think that says a lot about you as a man.
I
I
Let
agree.
agree.
me ask y'all a
I
I
question
agree.
real
I'm
agree.
just
quick.
saying.
Let
He
me ask y'all a
don't
question real quick.
he don't know the life. Like this is the idea right now. He don't know. All he know is the life is in this woman who I may not like right now.
But
This is
they're
a
your
woman that
genes.
knew,
That's your DNA, Mac.
but this
It's not
woman,
about the woman.
it is in reality. She knew what this was. She was a
We
side joint. She knew what this was. I'm a young millionaire in
and
the
just
NBA, and she
he
want to
knew
trap
what
me
it
for
was.
money.
And that's
He
why it
knew
was a
what it was
mistake.
too.
Because he should have known better than that. He shouldn't
All
have made
right,
that
Thank
mistake.
hold on.
you.
Hold
Come
on,
on, Mac.
I won't get too much on that and everything like that, right? Because I do want to give my opinion. I think I don't give a shit. If you don't want the baby or not, once you had a baby, take care of the fucking baby.
Yes.
You knew the
That's what I
consequences
said.
before you signed up for the job. But I do want to ask the women a question, right? And I do want to get the guys' opinion on it. Let's just flip the roles. Let's just say the guy wants to have the baby, the woman doesn't want to have the baby. She take it upon herself to go get rid of it.
I knew
Is
you was
she the
going to
scum
say
of the
that.
earth now?
I already prepared an answer for that
I
because
already knew. Go
yeah.
ahead, cousin.
Oh no, go ahead, cousin. Unless you
Okay.
want to.
I'm sorry, Aaron. What would you? Who would you like? I'm sorry.
One of the
Y'all
cousins
playing hot
go.
potato right now. Come on now. Come on
Okay.
now.
All right. So realistically, it's my fucking body. So I don't give a shit. I take what you say into consideration, but at the end of the day, it's my fucking body. I said what the fuck I said. Go ahead, cousin.
Let me piggyback off of her. So here's my thing. Hold on. So at the end of the day, he said, "You know what? You don't want the baby. Give me the baby." But she still has to carry that baby to term. That's
I gotta risk
potentially
my
put.
life.
I was gonna say potentially putting her life at risk. Okay, she's either going to get sliced open and have a crazy surgery, or she's going to have to push that motherfucker out. At the end of the day, that's her situation for 9 months, and no one can make her do that. So while that it's so admirable and respectful, and it's the right thing to do for the man to say, you know what, I want my child. At the end of the day, unfortunately, he just doesn't have the choice.
You know what? You know what? I changed my order. I changed my answer. Just because y'all answered like that, I changed my answer, right? If a man, first and foremost, right? If a man says he wants the baby and y'all say, I'm not going to keep the baby for my own personal reasons, right? And if a man says he doesn't want the baby and y'all keep the baby for your own personal reasons, right? I feel as though no man, and moving forward, they should make this a law, who says I don't want the baby should have to pay child support at all. That's just my personal opinion. Since y'all
Okay.
just said that y'all can get rid of the baby when y'all want to get rid of the baby, that's your personal belief. I feel like if I don't want to be responsible, I shouldn't have to be responsible either.
I feel like it's crazy though, because you never know what that woman has going on. She could have like a high risk pregnancy, and potentially she could lose her life behind that. So maybe, let's say in the same question, let's say y'all
If
discuss it
that's
up
the
front.
case,
Hold on, and let's say the man said, "I do want to have kids," and the woman said, "I don't." So how do y'all deal with that? If she
Well,
told you up front she didn't want kids,
And then you had a mishap.
so the same way we was gonna make this young gentleman responsible for all the steps that led him to getting her pregnant. If she doesn't want kids, she has the same options to prevent herself from getting pregnant. I do respect the fact that it is her body, so at one point in time, nobody should have autonomy over that. But that doesn't make her any less a piece of shit. And we just gonna be very honest and simple about that. Like you sat down there, you laid down there, you had the same options he had to not get you pregnant, and you made sure that you didn't give a fuck. So when you didn't give a fuck, then you shouldn't give a fuck then. Like when he wants to have a kid, he should have that same autonomy because at the end of the day, we all are adults. We all make decisions, and accountability is the key here, right? So she should be accountable for her decision. And if she don't want to be accountable for her decision, then she a piece of shit, just like he is.
then criticize her.
nah, you
I
can't let
will.
him
I
off the
hear
hook
that.
that easy.
It's not
Nah,
about letting them
I
off
you
the hook.
can't
think
let
Like
him
at
off
Can
one
the
I
hook
point in
just
that
time,
add
easy.
it's
one
the
more
life.
thing? Let me
I
add this. Most of those men that are willing to walk away had a mama behind them that was cheering them on. Go ahead, son.
I think I agree with everybody. It is her body. It is her choice. So therefore, it is her body. It's her baby. And if that motherfucker won out, I say he should be able to be the fuck out. I
Not as
just
her
feel that way.
baby.
Not
Not
That's
as
her
her
baby.
body, her baby.
it's his seed.
It
Thank
ain't
you.
it
But
ain't
that
my
was his
seed
seed
when
when
you
y'all
decide to get
decided to
rid of
take it
it.
out of here.
That ain't what the DNA test said.
I don't like the double standard. Like at one point in time, if it's okay for you to hold on to my kid for
Listen,
the
we don't
thing,
like
then
it
you
either.
must.
Let's. I wish that we could have let men have the ability to get pregnant, but that's
No,
just
don't
not
wish
what
that
it
shit on
is.
No,
us.
y'all
Don't
Y'all,
wish
don't.
y'all
that
don't. Y'all
bullshit
don't
on us.
wish
No, the
that
Yeah,
fuck
because
don't
y'all
wish
then
that
don't.
bullshit on us.
we gonna act the
That's
same
real
way they talk.
sassy.
And y'all gonna be like, "What the
That's
fuck?"
real sassy.
When y'all see what it
Real
feel like on the other
sassy.
side, y'all gonna be mad as a motherfucker.
Yeah, y'all be running
No,
back.
what
Listen,
y'all
Y'all
do?
listen.
think y'all think it's easy
If
over
men
here,
could
but
have babies, I would wonder how many deadbeat moms there would be. I just say right there.
We learned
I
it from
mean,
y'all.
Yeah.
unpopular.
Accountability.
Matter of fact,
ain't it what
I
you trying to
shouldn't say
account
this.
over there?
I shouldn't say this. But if it wasn't for so many checks and balances in place, so many systems in place to help single mothers, how many deadbeat mothers would it be then?
I mean, there's a lot now, but go ahead.
Now, if it wasn't for so much help, how many would it be? Like, I'm not trying to attack that basketball player and that woman, but just as an example, that's a woman that knows that she's set for life by having his baby. She knows financially she's set for life. If he was just some broke random dude, I don't think she would be having that baby.
She wouldn't.
I might
So,
have to agree with you.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. How many deadbeat mothers would it be if it wasn't for the fact that it's so many people, taxpayers included, that take care of those babies when that father skates out of town?
They might not have so many mishaps. They might think twice.
Yeah, on both sides. Because it ain't all the fathers. That mother laid down and had unprotected sex just like that father did. But we'll look at him like, well, you made the baby, now be responsible. It was two people that led to this.
I don't know. I take care of all three of my kids, so I just
Well, good to know that. So, Dana, you had a question you wanted to ask.
Yes. My question is, if a man's first date is to come to your home or invite you to his home for Netflix and maybe he's a little chef, whatever. Um, is he tight, like cheap, or is he just horny? And you can't pick both.
What if he's neither?
Explain.
So as you can say, right? Like one, I can cook actually, and it's not like a little chef. I actually can cook pretty well. I think that that's actually a good intimate date. Now, it wouldn't be under the guise of Netflix and anything, because ultimately, if I'm Netflixing with you, then that's a whole different vibe. Like you come in
But
the
Al,
house.
why do you feel like you're intimate worthy on the first date?
Why does somebody feel like they're a couple $100 worthy on the first date? I think that the whole point of dating is to getting to know somebody. So if it's not starting off intimate, what's the point?
Well, that would be your preferences, not mine. I never said spend hundreds of dollars. Cheesecake Factory is fine.
So what you're saying to me is that ultimately, no matter what it is, if I take you to Cheesecake Factory, that's a good date.
I'd rather be out in a social setting than in your apartment where something could go left. You could drug my drink, take
Okay.
advantage of me.
So for your safety, right? So in that same context, how about we go out on a walk? No money spent,
On a
not money.
wall.
Yeah, let's go on a walk down the riverfront. That's a date.
That is a gathering. That's not a date.
See, that's my point. So it is about the money, right? Because at one point in time, there's a proof that you feel like a value has to be
I
met in
feel
order
like
to spend
if
time.
there's no investment, it's really not a date. So you would have to invest something for it to be considered a date.
Ain't
Is
time the
my
ultimate investment?
I'm about to say is time we're not an investment because we don't get
wait.
that back.
I got a
Um,
question,
I
cousin.
don't really value your time because I don't know you.
So,
So,
so question though, right? Just because you don't value my time, does my team time have no value? Like that's what the difference is. Like I understand, right? For you, my time has no value, but
well,
then
let's
I
find
make my
out
time
over
no
chicken
value.
Alfredo, but I don't want to walk.
Okay, I respect
What
your
if a man wanted to take you on a picnic? Would you
A
consider that a
picnic is
date?
a thought. It's a thought. We outside and it was thoughtful and he, you know, selected these items. I think that's sweet and it's thoughtful, which a lot of times men lack the thought.
Mm,
But
okay.
what if it's not expensive? Like what if it's just handmade sandwiches?
Yeah, it better taste good.
Okay, all right.
Mac, you gonna answer?
You know what? I wish this is a crazy thing, right? I wish I would went first because everything Al said is kind of what I wanted to say, and I don't want to just be a parrot over here and repeat everything that was said. I just think it's I don't know. I do agree with Dana on the standpoint. I wouldn't just ask a woman to come over to my place on the first date. That's kind of bold, unless I'm just trying to hook up. Like in my mind, it's like you don't really know me, so why would you feel comfortable? Now I can see if we've been talking for a while, we done met before. Yeah, then I will invite you over. I'm not just cooking for somebody on the first date. 'Cause I ain't like that little chef. I'm a damn good one. Uh,
So
No,
you saying
I
she gotta
respect that.
earn that, right, Mac? She gotta earn that.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Like
But
I ain't
even
just cooking for
though
strangers.
your nut box is full, a first date at your house is inappropriate.
Wait, what you mean?
Like, you ready to release.
Don't forget, Mac.
See,
Pussy cost $50.
I'm not
Like
following.
you
Like,
horny, you are horny, but you know that it's tacky to do that on a
I
first
wouldn't
date.
say tacky. Like I said, I don't think she would be comfortable coming over to my place if she
And that's
don't
very
know me.
thoughtful. That's very
That I
thoughtful.
don't think it's tacky though. If she's comfortable with it, I would try my best to make her as comfortable as possible. I don't
Okay.
necessarily think I have to have sex on the first date either.
So,
But if
Mac,
I'm attracted to her, I'm ready to go. Like my
Dana, let me
shit
ask you a
work.
question. Hold on, Dana, let me ask you a question. Right? Let's just say,
Yes.
I hate that side of my
let's just
shit.
say that is the case. The guy invites the woman over to the house for the first date and everything.
Okay.
What does that say about her if she goes?
She is on the same vibes as he is. She's on the same page as he is.
Okay.
She's
So
a little masculine, in my opinion.
hold on. If she's going over there and she's masculine because she went over there because he invited her.
Yes. She's a little too eager.
Hmm.
When a woman is Joe and eager in that sense, I think she's a little masculine.
Because of the directness. That's what you're considered
Yes.
masculine. Okay,
Yes.
I can see that.
so
No, hold on.
then you
I'm
guys
talking about if the
equate.
guy invites her and she goes on over
She
to his
agrees
house.
to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you
So
equate
she's
that
masculine
to
for
somebody
that.
having sex.
Because at the same time, she's putting these things out of her mind. Like safety is not an issue. Like her inhibitions are low. It's masculine to me.
What
The
if
more
she
you
got
Yeah,
a
I'm not
explain it, the
gonna
more I agree
change.
with you. It's funny. The more you explain, the more I agree with you.
Yes.
what
But
if
it's
she got a
almost like you saying,
safety issue?
You said what?
What if she got a strap? So safety not an issue.
If safety's not an issue and she has a strap, that's all the more reason she's masculine, and that's you're proving my point.
Oh, all right.
I'm all
Ash, you had
for
a
this
question you
not,
wanted to ask.
but
See, if she had mace, it'd be a little different, but yeah.
But you can't have a G win.
I mean, if you're taking that for the first date, like you shouldn't even
You
agree to
don't know that
go.
person. Period. How you know they're not going to try to throw you in their trunk
But
after
you agree.
Cheesecake
But what
Factory?
Max said, I'm sorry, Aaron said you agreed to go.
But if you don't know this person, period, right? And they take
Why'd
you
you
to
agree to
Cheesecake
go?
Factory, how you know they're not going to throw you in the trunk after Cheesecake Factory?
I'm in a social setting, so I'll take my chances in a social setting versus going to his address.
Y'all know a lot about guns. Hmm.
this guy's a mess.
I'm a
Ash,
daddy's
you had a
girl,
question you wanted to
so
ask.
yeah.
You said what?
I'm a daddy's girl. I know about guns.
Ash had a question she wanted to ask.
Oh, my question. So, if a man he just started sleeping with a woman and he can see that she's potentially toxic, why would he continue sleeping with her?
Cause
Toxic
it's
women have
good.
the best yams.
Cause it's good.
Right there. That's all you got to say.
He
So,
masculine.
I ain't got to answer.
so the answer is the same across the board. All right. So I have a follow-up question. So if that
Wait, I didn't
woman,
hear Aaron's response. I didn't even hear Aaron's response. I
Al
heard
answered
Al
for
and
me.
Mac.
yeah, everybody had
Al
the
answered for
same.
me. She knows how to fuck.
All four of y'all said the same thing. So my follow-up question to that is: so once she starts displaying that toxic behavior that you peeped, if she start riding by your crib, things like that, who's to blame for that? The man
Her.
or the woman?
Sure.
Her. I can't make you do shit you don't want to do.
She got to be accountable for her own actions.
He accepted the toxic behavior, so I think there's accountability on both ends. He
Okay.
never checked her. He just kept ramming her, and and that egged her
So he
on,
was accepting of the behavior because he saw it and said, you know what? This is the
and he
best
kept
pussy
sleeping
I
with
had.
her. Yep,
So
And so
teabagging her and
I mean,
everything.
I mean,
she's
she's
toxic
a
before and after. She was
You, I
going to
know you
always
ain't
be
say
toxic.
teabag.
she's 100% responsible for the behavior.
Yeah.
Now he's 100% responsible for putting himself in the situation.
Facts.
He's 100% responsible for the lack of accountability and checking her and setting boundaries.
I don't know. I've
Can't
been a
check
lot
a
of
toxic
crazy.
woman. She's
I don't.
toxic for a reason. She don't
Yeah,
respect boundaries.
I've been a lot of crazy
but
toxic
you
women in my
understand
life,
that you
and you
continue
don't
to lay
check them.
sex with her.
They
But
still
yeah, you
toxic.
continued to sleep with her, so you accepted the toxic behavior
No,
by giving
no,
her the D.
But
no.
if you already had sex with her and she was already toxic, you already in there. Like
No, you
you
didn't.
do.
It didn't get unleashed until you found out. Like
It
you
was
found
it
out
was
when you
unleashed way
found out.
before. It was unleashed way before
I
me.
don't know. I don't feel like you can
No.
really find out a woman
I
is
don't
toxic
think
till
y'all
after you
give a
have sex
damn
with her.
about red flags. And yeah, I said what I said. Y'all don't care about red
Don't nobody
flags.
give a damn about red flags.
Oh
That's
So
no,
we
not
can
true.
flip
That's
this
not
question
true.
in
I do.
I
reverse.
I
pay
care a
attention
lot
to red
about red
flags.
Wait,
flags.
I
wait,
You
pay
speak
attention
for
to red
yourself,
flags.
motherfucker. I
wait.
do.
I pay attention to
Mac,
red
you said
flags.
nobody gives a damn about red
No, I'm
flags.
just speaking
Gender
about these
wise, gender
gentlemen. I
wise,
think these
there are.
gentlemen do not even care about red
Well,
flags.
I definitely do. I have
Mac
not
I
said
think they
always.
turn red to
nobody
yellow and
gives
then
a
yellow
damn
turns
about.
Hold
green.
up. I definitely
Fair
do
enough.
now. I have
Fuck
not
no. I
always.
do.
I'm speaking gender wise. Let's not sit here and act like, yeah, some women and some men definitely look for red flags and make smart decisions. Let's not sit here and act like it ain't women running around with niggas who have red flags from the beginning. And some of y'all, I guarantee both of y'all got a separate friend. That's one friend apiece that calls you to talk about a nigga who had red flags who you knew about from the beginning, and she's still dealing with this crazy motherfucker.
Hold on.
Yes,
Has any of y'all dealt with a man who had red flags?
yes.
Hmm.
So we not about to sit here and act like, oh, men dating toxic women or sleeping with toxic women, like women don't do the
Hey
same shit
Mac,
with
Mac, you
toxic
talk
men.
too much. You talk too much. Ash ain't answer.
Nigga, she was nodding her head. Nigga, she ain't gonna
Wait,
lie.
wait.
We know the
Hey,
truth.
you talk.
Yeah.
I
Nodded
didn't
my
hear her
head,
answer.
yes.
That's why
No.
they are exes right now. Hello?
But I think the thing about toxic is you could think somebody is toxic, but it's not generally until you have sex with them that you fully know that somebody is toxic.
I
Right.
agree.
So that's what I'm saying. Once you already in it and it's toxic, it's toxic. You can now choosing to exit earlier. I respect that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like what I'm saying it's not just as bad because
I got a
And if
question
y'all
for you.
haven't slept
Hold on,
together
wait, wait,
and
wait.
she's toxic, she's
That's
definitely
what
a
my
walking
question
red
was.
flag.
So let me ask the guys a question. So if you could see that a woman is toxic, she got a fat ass, she got double D, she bad as shit, right? You want her, but you could see she's a little toxic. Are you still going to sleep with her anyway?
that's not
Yep,
my
Knowing
I'm
type.
very
that
shallow.
beforehand.
I'm sleeping
That's
with her.
not my type.
That's not your type,
If
Al.
she's toxic from the beginning, I'm cool.
Wait,
Like
Space, what you say?
I said I'm very shallow. I'm sleeping with her. And if
You're
I cannot
sleeping with
fuck
her.
her
All right,
sister, she look
Mac.
good.
For real. It It depends. It depends. Younger me, yeah, I'm going all the way in. I'm excited because I know it's gonna be fun. Me now at my big age, nah.
Okay.
I'll charge my peace right now. I'll charge my family.
By younger, you mean like 30 minutes ago, or
No, I'm talking about the oldest I was where I was willing to do that was probably 24, maybe 25.
Hmm, that's interesting. Mac, you
Okay.
That
got a
was the
question
oldest.
you want to ask, Mac?
Yeah, this was kind of off of the topics we was already on. Uh, what's y'all view on cancel culture? And what I mean by that is from the standpoint, someone does something in their personal life, irreprehensible. Fuck them, they out of here. Do you feel like now people shouldn't listen to their music or watch their movies, their films, uh, in a way support what they created because of who they was?
I I feel like honestly it's funny. Um People can cancel who they want to cancel. I remember I was so into politics, and when Trump first got in office, Chrisette Michele sung at his inauguration, and Chrisette Michele got canceled by the culture, and I was all for it. And then years later, I heard her explanation and what happened, and I just didn't give a fuck anymore. So I'm gonna say, I mean, it's funny. It's people can do what they want.
I don't
Okay,
give a fuck. I'm listening to the shit. I'm watching the movie. I'm wearing the fucking clothes.
I'm
If I
with
got
you.
a problem with you, then I'm not going. That's not 100% true. It depends on what it is.
I mean, my
R.
I
thing is,
Kelly.
I don't.
R.
I
Kelly.
ain't getting
Let's talk about
influenced
R.
by
Kelly.
influencers.
R. Kelly has made some of the greatest music that ever existed. I'm not taking that shit off my Apple Music.
He peed on
Some of
a
that shit,
13-year-old though.
but I
He
don't know
gave
that
her a
nigga.
golden shower.
I don't know that nigga. I'm not standing next to R. Kelly like, oh shit, man, you the realest. No, I'm saying that song, some of his songs is nasty. Like some of his songs now, knowing that, listening back, that shit. But what the fuck that gotta do with I Believe I Can Fly? I'm just saying, one of the most beautiful songs I ever heard in my life. What that gotta do with that? I can't listen to that song.
So insensitive, Mac.
Well,
So
Mac,
fucking
I don't know.
insensitive.
I told you what I think on this. I feel like when there's a valid reason for canceling somebody, like Diddy, I understand it. That yeah, cancel them now. But am I guilty of if a certain song come on, like on the shuffle, and it's like, hello, good morning? Am I not going to get a little, I might be guilty of that. But I don't want to say that I feel like I'm necessarily supporting what he did just because I still like the music. Cuz music is a big part of our lives. I feel like you can't take that away because of somebody's personal decisions.
And that I agree with you 100%. I feel like first of all, you can't take away everything Diddy's touched in music and tell me you're not eliminating at least 40% of past hip hop from the 90s to the 2000s.
Right.
Like that's impossible.
Mac,
I
can you let
think
Al
that
talk?
I can respect what you're saying. The only issue is if we as a people, and this is specifically a black people thing, if we as a people continue to support the worst parts of our society, then we stand for nothing. Like I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's just music. Yeah, this music should be able to survive this and the third. But let's call it what it is. People for decades knew R. Kelly was a pedophile. Um, People for decades knew what he was doing to women, and they continue to do it. He continued to do it and get away with it because people turned their eyes and turned their ears and like they act like it wasn't going on. I'm not saying that it's easy to forget about the impact that the music makes, but at one point in time, the impact of what he's doing should make a little bit more to some people because he's victimizing somebody, right? And a lot of people, specifically in black culture, know uncle, know, a friend of the family who has victimized somebody in the family and people didn't talk about it. And this is why, right? Because we make it okay in certain circumstances and then it's okay forever. So that's all I'm gonna say. But
But wait, I got a question for you though, Al. So with what you just said, do you have a favorite R. Kelly song, or did you prior?
not really. Like I wasn't like the biggest R. Kelly fan. Like I wasn't R. Kelly hater, but I don't listen to R. Kelly now.
Okay, me either. So all right, give an example of somebody else. I don't know. Did he, even if he's not on the song, he might just say like, take that, take that. I mean, it might be a song. If a song came on that was featuring an artist that had a valid reason for their cancellation and you enjoyed the song, would you listen anyway? And would you call that supporting them?
Um, I would do my best to not support the artist, meaning I would not pay for their streams, I would not pay for their music, I would not publicly show support for their music.
Okay.
Um, if it's a song that I like and it's a song that has some type of special meaning to me, then I probably would play it sometimes, but more than likely probably not because it's like one of those things like I really don't support that. Now Diddy doesn't count because he's like DJ Khaled. Basically, he just be putting
Right.
his voice on tracks. We're not going to take away all the artists that he helped to become something just because he was on the track. Am I
Right.
listening to old bad boy shit? No. Am I listening to his old music? No. Like I don't. I never again was never a fan of Diddy either. If we keeping it real, like, and that's even down to back when it was in the '90s. Like,
Yeah, I get that.
All right.
Okay.
I'm glad we all understood and everything like that. We have come to an end. And I know what you guys are thinking out there. Damn. Really wanted us to go a little longer, but we can't. Unfortunately, we got shit to do. But I want you guys to keep me in your prayers. About 5:36 this morning, I came downstairs and seen one of the fish that I had imported from the Nile River passed away from seasickness. And I know you guys are probably wondering, how in the hell did you get a fish from the Nile River? I swam over there and got it. It's actually a lot safer and a lot less crowded than flying. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the You Want to Be Real podcast. That's Dana, that's Al, that's Ash, that's Mac. I am who I am. If you don't know, you'll figure it the fuck out later. Thank y'all.